Welcome back to another episode of SMS Games Talk, Grand Theft Auto 3 review. Now, we're going to get into the trailer. This is a 10th anniversary trailer, but I'm talking about the definitive trilogy.
Experience has taught me that a man like you can be very loyal for the right price.
Let's teach these would-be tough guys what it means to be a tough guy. If he squeals, I squeal!
You're an efficient killer. I like that in a man.
With me, you get a lot of bang for your buck.
I see nothing but good things for you, my boy. Anything you want.
So that was Grand Theft Auto 3. Now I'm gonna talk about my review of the whole game because I've completed it. So going through the main story of Grand Theft Auto 3, when I first played it, yes, the rain was a bit shit with the rain effects in the definitive trilogy, but that didn't really bother me. It wasn't as bad as what I saw with some players on PC. It was annoying for me, the rain effects, and that had to be like the worst part. I didn't really run into real bad glitches where you fall through the map or anything. I didn't really bump into that. That wasn't really much of a problem for me because I wasn't looking for all the glitches anyway. And I know that some people weren't, that just happened, but I didn't really. So the rain effects weren't too bad. It was a bit annoying, but by the time the major update came where they fixed the rain, especially in the first mission of Give Me Liberty and also the fog in San Andreas, I'd already practically finished the story of Grand Theft Auto 3 anyway. But my honest opinion on the story, when you start out and you're Claude and Catalina, shoots Claude when they're doing a bank robbery that happened after the events of St. Andreas. I was left to feel like you're a fucking bitch. You just used Claude just so you could do a bank robbery and you shot him. You said, oh, sorry, I'm an ambitious girl, blah, blah, blah. And from that point, you knew what type of person Catalina was. You knew that she was just a using dog. She didn't care about anybody else but her fucking self, So anybody that she surrounded herself with, she was just using them until, it came time for her to be a bitch and she could backstab everybody. So anyway, and Claude, being in the Predator transport and also able to break out because of one of the rival gangs breaking out one of theirs guys. And then you've got that other bloke that helps you out. I found that guy, 8 Ball, was really helpful, That he said, I've got a place down at the red light district where we can lay low, but my hands are all stuffed, so you better drive, brother, or whatever it is he says, something along those lines. 8 Ball helped you out a lot. And even when it came to blowing up that boat that you saw Catalina on with that pig squealing cunt, right? Now when I go through the first sort of set of missions in the first the part of the map, right? You got Salvatore Leone, and he's the Don of the Leone family. He also owns the Salvatore's Gentlemen's Club, which he will often work out. He meets Claude during a meeting and takes a liking to him. Salvatore gives Claude, vicious jobs, which benefits the Leone family. So he practically ends up just using you anyway, And then when Maria Salvatore, Maria is the wife of Salvatore Leone. Maria takes a liking to Claude and eventually runs away with him to Staten Island, or Stanton Island. I'm going to butcher a lot of these names, so just bear with me with that. When Claude needs to escape, because, Salvatore Leone, he, just practically uses Claude. He uses Claude that benefits the Leone family. He doesn't really give a shit about Claude. He only takes a liking to Claude because he knows that, he can get his own benefits to build his family in sort of like his gang empire or mafia. Empire more by using Claude. And then Maria gives a tip off to Claude saying, don't get in the car, because the last mission that you do for Salvatore Leone is where he tells you that there's a car parked in the lane, someone got their brain shot up in the car, and he wants Claude to just get in the car and take it to the car crusher to remove the evidence before the police get their hands on it, right? And, you being you as Claude, Claude being Claude, should I say, Salvatore just says, I've got one last job for you to do, and that's it. Then you've done enough jobs for us and all the rest of it. Everything's all good. And you go to get in that car, and then it was actually Maria that gives you the tip off and pages you to not get in the car because it's got an 8-ball bomb in it. So if you get in the car, it's going to explode straight away and detonate the bomb. So Maria, ends up saying to Claude, listen, I told Salvatore that we were a thing, which we weren't. But, that's what I say Maria's a bit of a bitch, though, because she shouldn't have fucking lied. She's the one who sort of caused that shit for Salvatore Leone to want to kill Claude in the first place, because it's like, well, my wife's having an affair on me with the bloke that I'm using to do a whole bunch of jobs for me, So... I mean, look, in a way, Maria does help Claude with not him getting blown up in the car and saving his life and, running off to the Staten Island, the second part of the map in Liberty City. So I give her credit for saving Claude's life, but at the same time, she is the reason why she has to save Claude's life, because she's a fucking lying bitch. She causes all this shit for no, unnecessary shit, really, that it seems like at the start for no reason. But when you really take a dig and a look at it, it's like she wasn't happy being with him, and also he's a mob boss as well. So, it's not like she could just walk up to him and say, I want to leave you, I don't love you anymore, or I'm sick of this shit. Because he'd probably have her, as the mafia would say, I'd have you whacked. You would have her killed. So, running off was probably her best bet. So lying and saying that she, had a thing with Claude to Salvatore Leone was probably her best bet to, get out of that bad marriage. So, in a way, she shouldn't have lied because she put Claude's life on the line. But at the same time, though, she did also save his life. So, I say 50-50 with Maria. She's a bitch for doing what she did, but at the same time, I do see why she did what she did as well. With lying and saying that her and Claude were together, they were a thing, and she was having an affair with on Salvatore with Claude, but it was also a bitchy move to do as well. She could have done something else to run away instead of, putting Claude's life on the fucking line. But the fact that she helps Claude get away from it, and then you've got Oksana that helps you out as well. Now, look, throughout the whole story, Oksana, to me, was the only one who was the legit character that I didn't see was using Claude. Everyone else, when you were doing the Kenji Kasan missions, the casino guy, Kenji is a member of the Yakasuni. He also owns and runs Kenji's Casino in Toronto. He is also the co-leader of the Yakasani alongside Oksana Kasan, and will give Claude jobs after being recommended by Oksana. And he's a casino bloke. You do some jobs for him, but you end up killing him anyway. And Oksana doesn't know that you killed him because you set up and pretend to be one of the gang members, rival gang members, and actually kill him in the car. So they think it was a gang member, not Claude, that killed him. And then when you're doing missions for, now I'm really going to butcher these names, Ray Makovich Whiskey, or whatever the hell his name is, Ray. Right? Ray is a corrupt LCPD officer. He also acts as an informant to the Yakasuni. Due to his corruption, Ray will often meet Claude at Belleville Park to give him jobs and not draw attention to himself. He's increasing paranoid due to the CIA investigating him for his affliction with the Yakasuni family, or Yakasuni gang. Ray, he meets up with you in the toilet in Belleville Park, and he gives you all these missions to sort of clear the name. But I reckon he's paranoia. I get it, he's being investigated, but at the same time, though, again, I just feel like he's another character that's just using Claude. He doesn't really give you anything of much benefit. He doesn't put in a good name for you or anything, so then you get less stars, or when the cops are after you. He doesn't help you out with anything. He's just another character that fucking uses Claude. And, you know, speaking of, you know, characters that I feel like, I don't know, I sort of feel like Donald Love, you know, and if you want to know who Donald Love is, you know, Donald is the owner of the Love Media and a real estate developer. He employs Claude to carry out vicious tasks with him, and the pair form a friendship. All of the tasks Donald gets Claude to perform are mostly to help his real estate business, including creating a gang war so property prices will plummet. You know, so he's just doing that for himself. Donald Love is just getting Claude and using Claude so then he helps him with his real estate business. You know, so it's like, again, another character that just uses Claude. And if Claude could talk, right, or if I was in Claude's, you know, position, I wouldn't have all these people fucking use me. I would say to Maria, I'd say, hey, you know, why do I have to do more jobs for you? Yes, you saved my life, but at the same time, you also put my life on the fucking line to begin with. So it's like a 50-50. But like when you killed Salvatore Laroni, that was a good thing because I reckon that cunt had it coming. You fucking used me, you dog, right? And eventually I reckon Salvatore was going to kill Claude regardless of the Maria thing anyway, because he was just a fucking piece of shit. He was just in it for his fucking self. Another fucking selfish dog character that deserved to be killed. So I felt good killing Salvatore Laroni. That fucking piece of shit had it coming. It's proof that no matter how big shit you think you are, no matter how big time you think you are, a bullet's still a fucking bullet and you're still a human at the end of the day. You catch a bullet, you're not so fucking tough, are you? You know, and then when you've got like Tony Caparoni, you know, Tony is the Capro of the Larone family. He is mostly based out of Mama's restaurant, I think it says, a restaurant run by his mum, and will occasionally help out. Despite helping out, he can, you know, helping out where he can. His mum is often betraying him. Tony Caparoni is also the main protagonist of Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories, the prequel to Grand Theft Auto 3. So, you know, his missions were alright, but again, just another character I felt was using you. As I said, you know, you've got like, you know, you've got like the minor characters, you got the, now I'm going to try and pronounce all of these the best I can. You got the Carlios, the Chico, Curly Bob, your D-Ice, Alvarado, Kunbu, King, Courtney Lee Chong, Leon McCafe, Mia. I can't pronounce these fucking names. You got Phil Cassidy as well. Phil Cassidy was good. You even got Misty as well. You know, Misty was alright, but she was just one of the fucking sluts. 8-Ball was good, you know. 8-Ball is an explosives expert and owner of 8-Ball Autos. He, you know, befriends Claude when they both make an escape from a convoy that was transporting them to prison. 8-Ball helps Claude get back on his feet by finding him work with the Larone family. He also helps out Claude with some of his criminal activity. So 8-Ball's good. You know, Oksana, 8-Ball, and you can even put, you know, Maria in there as well if you want to. You know, they were the main ones that I reckon helped Claude out the most. Again, I'm not going to repeat myself. Again, what Maria did was sort of unforgivable, but she helped you out. So, yeah, she helps you out. Your Maria, 8-Ball, and Oksana are like the only ones that I really think that Claude can trust, if I'm being honest. You know, other than that, all the other characters just fucking used you. And, you know, there was a lot of good missions. There were some hard ones, but fuck, where would I be if I didn't mention the absolute pain in the fucking ass, useless fucking mission of Grand Theft Auto 3 Espresso to fucking go. Oh my God. When I talk about that mission, at first you just think, oh, it's just another run-of-the-mill mission, right? Oksana's helping Claude out to get, you know, to destroy fucking Catalina, you know? And I'll explain who Catalina is for those who don't know. Catalina is Claude's former girlfriend that travels with him to Liberty City. In the opening stages of the game, Catalina betrays Claude during a bank robbery, leading to him getting arrested. Catalina then goes on to join the Colombian cartel and become one of the largest drug dealers of Spank in Liberty City. Spank being, you know, I think I don't know if that's cannabis or just all drugs in general, or cocaine. Could be cocaine, I don't know. But just the heavy drugs. I just say spank is like cocaine or ice or something, right? Or crystal meth. But more cocaine, I think spank is based off. So yeah, when Oksana helps you destroy Catalina's all her drug empire shit, right? But Espresso to Go, that pain in the ass mission you think is another run of the mill mission when you get into it and you destroy the first fucking coffee stand. Oh, the 8-minute timer starts and you got to go through the whole fucking map of Liberty City, destroying all the rest of the Espresso to Go, all the rest of the coffee stands before the drug dealers run out and get word of it and all the rest of it and pack up shop and fucking leave Liberty City within the 8-minute time limit. That is a fucking cunt of a level. It's a dog of a fucking level, that one is. Look, I went over it several times. I did several different methods, whether it be, destroying it with different vehicles or trying to, do the tips and tricks I saw on YouTube where you try and, rig up the cars with 8 bombs explosives. So then you blow up the bloody coffee stands with the explosive cars remotely, and then it triggers like sort of like a glitch in the mission where you can destroy the rest of the coffee stands without the 8-minute time limit. But that was a pain in the ass trying to do that. The only way that I was able to do the shitty Espresso to Go mission was map out all the freaking joints first, right? Map out all the coffee stands throughout Liberty City first, right? And then I sort of fucked up because I started from the middle map and went to the third part of the map and then all the way to the first part of the map again, right? So you've got Island 1 where you start out. Island 2 is the next part that you open up with Maria when you run with her. And then you got the third part that's just like another sort of red light district rundown fucking place, right? So I always started from the second part of the map, the second island. Then I say second part of the map. Then the third part of the map, and then I went to the first part of the map. And that didn't work out for me, because by the time I got to the first part of the map, trying to destroy the coffee stands, it's like they were made out of fucking brick and you ran out of time. It's like you only had 20 seconds left to destroy 2 more coffee stands, and you couldn't fucking do it because it was like they were made out of brick. So I figured the best way of doing it, map it all out, and then go to the first part of the map, then destroy the second part of the map's coffee stands, and then the third part of the map. And if you can do that quick enough and you can try and refrain from crashing as much as possible, then you should be able to do it. That's my advice for Espresso to Go anyway. And do it in a in the Humvee or whatever they call it, which is the Hummer in the game. The Catalores, I forget what they're called. The gang that hangs out in the blue Hummer-like car, near the second part of the map's safe house. So the second safe house where you get, right, when you run off with Maria to the second part of the map, when you open up over the bridge and unlock that second part of the map, you go to the construction site and steal the gang member's car, the blue Hummer lookalike car, and do Espresso to Go in that, because that is durable enough where it won't just blow up after 2 fucking hits or collisions or whatever. It's durable enough to take a fair amount of damage before it blows up, and also to just put your foot down and slam straight through the coffee stands. That's how I got through it anyway. It's a real dog of a fucking level, but, all in all though, when I got to the final conclusion, the ransom mission, the last mission, where you have to give Catalina the ransom money and Claude walks into that, mansion type house, outside where he's exchanging money for Maria. Of course Catalina was going to be a fucking backstabbing dog. She just took the fucking money and then wanted the gang members to kill Claude, right? And said, "Oh, I'm not to be trusted. Kill him." And then, look, at that point, it's just do a fucking weapons cheat, right? Grab their handgun, shoot a couple of them near, do a weapons cheat, kill the rest of them, grab a fucking car, right? Then you go around to where the dam is, right, or the quarry, or whatever, or not the quarry, the dam, sorry, right, where the helicopter's going to land. And look, when you do all that, and I use the sniper to kill off the gang members, and then Catalina gets in the helicopter and you have to kill her with the rocket launcher, that was a bit anticlimactic, if I'm being honest, I wanted there to be like a bit more where you fucking have Catalina in a cutscene where you're fucking torturing her, because I'm under the impression that she killed Oksana. I don't know whether that's true or whether she just knocked Oksana out to steal Maria for the ransom. I don't know if she just knocked her out or killed her, but either way, I think that she did actually kill Oksana. I don't know. But either way, though, shooting down that helicopter with a rocket launcher, that's not a good enough conclusion for the type of fucking bitch, ugly fucking dog bitch that Catalina is. You know? I don't reckon that that was good enough. That death of Catalina didn't do it justice for what she did to Claude. Shooting him, you know, and practically leaving him to get caught by the police at the start of the fucking game, and then freaking, you know, doing all the rest of the shit that she did trying to kill Claude when she found out he was still alive. When she's like, you were supposed to be dead. Her voice and her just shooting her with the rocket launcher wasn't good enough. You should have tortured the fucking bitch. Say you fucking talk shit then. Huh? You say, talk shit now, you fucking ugly bitch. That's what I would have fucking, you know, or would like the torture method with this bitch. But, yeah, all in all, though, my final thoughts of Grand Theft Auto 3 and the story was good because it dragged me in. It really, it had me invested. You know, I wasn't like super emotional and into the story or anything, but it dragged me in enough to have that much interest to say, oh, this game's not too bad. The story's not too bad. There was a fair few missions in there that really, you know, really got me, you know, pissed off because you had to repeat them over and over, and the fact that you had to always have that boring ass cutscene every time you failed a mission, and you had to skip the cutscene every fucking time. And a checkpoint would have been nice because I hated getting to the end of a mission and you're practically like one truck away from completing the mission or one person away from killing or whatever, right? And your car blew up because it took too much damage, you know, and you died, or someone shot you at the last second, you know, or you were trying to shoot one of the gang members or one of the people, one of the bad guys, right? And the pedestrians or a cop gets in your way and the cops try, and you get like a wanted level and you end up failing the mission, right? And you were just one step away from completing it. And just say the most frustrating part is not only having to skip the cutscene, the boring ass cutscenes. You know, don't get me wrong, the cutscenes are good, but when you see it 1,000 times when you fail a fucking mission, is just skipping it every time is annoying. I thought in the definitive trilogy they would have fixed that up at least. You know, I mean, I know everyone's always going to have complaints about the definitive trilogy. You know, they could have fixed this, they could have done this better and all the rest of it. And it's just me being nitpicky. But I'm just saying it would have been nice if they put a checkpoint in the level. But then again, it would have made it easier. And I guess people would have complained about that, saying you're taking away from the original game because the original game didn't have that. So don't change it up too much. But my personal preference, I would have liked them to put a checkpoint in there. And it's not because, oh, the level's too hard and I'm being a crybaby bitch about it. No, it's just, well, I reckon it just would have made it a lot more easier, especially if you'd played the same mission so many fucking times over, like that mission where you have to collect the cars for when you're doing that Donald Love one. Not Donald Love, the Kenji one or whatever the fuck his name is, right? And you have to collect the cars for, you know, and you have to do them within the time limit. And, oh, it shit me up the wall because it was literally on 1 second. I parked into the garage and the garage door shut. Literally when it went to 0 seconds, I failed the mission. I'd done that mission like 1,000 fucking times at that point, and it really was getting on my nerves. It's like, come on. The garage door shut on the last car, right, to process that I put the car in there, and just because it went to 1 second quickly to 0 seconds, it didn't register it. I'm like, for fuck's sake. Like, that was also a pain in the ass mission too with that. I fucking couldn't stand that. You know, but yeah. All in all, though, there was missions that pissed me off, and I would have liked a checkpoint in there, or at least an option so they didn't fucking repeat the cutscene a million fucking times either. That was annoying. But I guess repeating the cutscene means that if you were doing gameplay like me, recordings and stuff, that you could sort of, you know, opt out of the mission and then, you know, continue your gameplay video from that point onwards, and you still had the cutscene there when you return to recording your gameplay. So I guess that was sort of a good thing for that when the cutscenes repeated. But yeah, it's still a pain in the ass watching the same cutscenes a million times and having to skip them a million times, like an Espresso to Go. Oh, that fucking annoying cutscene. Oh, that got annoying. Having to skip that every 2 seconds every time you failed, you know, it was just a real pain in the fucking ass. And some missions you have to sort of find your own way of doing it, you know, or I have to look up on YouTube how other people did it the easy way, because the normal way was a pain in the ass. It really was. Like where you have to escort that fucking van through Liberty City without it getting too damaged. that was a pain in the ass fucking mission, and also because the fucking van glitched as well. You know, it would get to the point where the van would reach its destination and then it would just fucking glitch out, and it wouldn't get into the fucking garage properly, or wouldn't turn into the spot where it was supposed to properly, and I had to do the mission all over again, all because the van fucking glitched. So that was a pain in the ass. But yes, anyway, my final thoughts and conclusions of Grand Theft Auto 3. Yeah, it was some things that pissed me off, but if I'm to give it a rating out of 10 for, you know, gameplay, story, and just everything in general, I give Grand Theft Auto probably about I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Right, and the reason why I give it a 5 out of 10 is because there was really good parts of the game that I liked, and there was parts where I reckon they could have done better. So, you know, Grand Theft Auto 3 is a 5 out of 10. It's not bad, but it's not increasingly good either. Did I enjoy it? Yes, but not as much as I would have liked to as well. So, but with what they did with the Definitive Trilogy, especially with the major update and everything, I hold that to high standards too, because I reckon they did really good. The graphics that they did on it, again, it wasn't an RTX mod, but it was still good though. Rockstar could have done a lot better, because if the modding community can do RTX mods and shit and make it look really good, I reckon Rockstar Games got fucking lazy. They could have made it a lot better. I'm not saying it's shit, but I'm saying they could have done like so much more fucking better with the graphics if they really, really wanted to. So I reckon that Rockstar Games got lazy, and you can definitely see it in the Definitive Trilogy that they got lazy. Right, now it's on to Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and when I complete the story of Vice City, I'll be doing my review on the Vice City story as well, which I like Vice City for a lot of reasons, but I'm going to leave that for the review when that comes. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching this episode of SMS Games Talk Grand Theft Auto 3 review, and as always, if you're not videoing it, it ain't worth shit. Take care, guys.